Welcome to episode 5 of the Total Bro Sports Podcast. This episode of the Total Bro Sports Podcast is brought to you by Eagles fans, dissatisfied and calling for change since 1933. Welcome to episode 5 of the Total Bro Sports Podcast. One of our members, Kai, suggested that we actually introduce ourselves because we need to hear the people behind the hot takes. So I'll start. My name is Alex. I'm the co-founder and president of this site, and I am a third year at the University of Virginia. All right.
I guess I'll go next. My name is Kai. I'm a writer for TotalBroSports, and I'm the one that suggested the introductions.
Yes.
My name's Jack. I am a writer for TotalBroSports, and I love watching football.
I'm Ben. I'm a writer for TotalBroSports. I'm a sophomore at the University of South Carolina, and I am a Jets fan, unfortunately.
Great. So with the introductions out of the way, now we can get to actually what we're talking about today. So why don't we start with what's happened in the NBA? We had Russell Westbrook being shipped out of Houston, and now he's headed for Washington. And then John Wall is now going to the Rockets.
Along with a pick.
Yeah, along with the pick.
I personally believe the Wizards won the trade because Russell Westbrook was really unhappy in Houston, and John Wall was dealing with a horrific contract. He wasn't playing well. He had Achilles problems. Russell Westbrook, he's a workhorse, and him and Bradley Beal will get along, and he'll be really good and fit in the offense. And Wall is he's very ball dominant, and he looks like he's past his prime, and James Harden wants out, so he can't rely on him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's an interesting move. Russell Westbrook, he did say, when he was on Houston, he said like you said, he was unhappy, but he said he wanted to be the main focus of the offense. So now with the Wizards, they have Bradley Beal, but he'll be the main focus of that offense, and just he can play his style of play instead of like last year. James Harden kind of stole his style of play.
Yeah, that's why I was confused why Russell Westbrook originally went to the Rockets, because those are two ball-dominant guys. Just because they're both superstars doesn't necessarily mean that dynamic is going to work. And as we saw, it didn't.
Yeah. Both teams here needed to part ways with their respective players in this case, and I think both teams really at least slightly won in the end. We'll just have to see how it pans out next season.
That is so true.
No, I'm interested to see whether Wall can recover from the Achilles and get back to the player that he was. Of course, he's going to lose that athleticism, but I think he still will be a good player.
Yeah, he hasn't played a full season since the 2016-17 season. So it's like, I don't know. It's so hard because he just hasn't been able to stay healthy. But he has shown that when he's healthy, he's one of the fastest, most athletic point guards in the league.
And do you guys have any comment on the James Harden trade rumors?
I think it's the right move. He wants out. He turned down a $100 million contract, and I think he's going to the 76ers, and I think he'll fit well with Joel Embiid.
Oh, why?
Because when people are creeping up on him, he's going to shoot it, Embiid's going to get the rebound, and he's going to dunk it. And Embiid will help him when he's not playing defense.
Seems like sound analysis. What about you, Kai?
Yeah. I think I can't remember if I don't think the Rockets play style really emphasized big men during the James Harden era. I think that if that were to happen, that would probably be a big help.
Yeah, the Rockets played that small ball lineup late. Their tallest player was like 6'7". It was really weird. But, I think with Harden, it makes sense why he wants out. And, it looks like Houston should try to rebuild now, if they get rid of Harden. But Yeah, I mean the Sixers or the Nets are the two main landing spots I would say for him. But I don't know. I just don't know if the Nets would work either. Like I think the Sixers is more realistic than the Nets because the Nets already have a bunch of really, huge contracted players, and once they have to, pay their contracts and stuff, every year it's just more and more money now that like Kyrie and Kevin Durant they're all playing.
I don't understand that one either. I feel like that's going to be another Houston Rockets failed experiment because Kevin Durant is also a ball dominant guy, and so is Kyrie.
It's not going to work.
Yeah,
I think it's different though because like Kyrie's more of a passer, and like if he's the one handling the ball most of the time instead of James Harden, like I don't know, I feel like he'll be able to spread the ball around more. But yeah, I do think I mean it'll be similar, I would say probably to what they had, but. I mean, everyone talks about what could have been in OKC if, Russell Westbrook and James Harden, Kevin Durant all stayed together.
yeah.
So they can make it similar, just without Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
See how it is.
Hey, speaking of contracts in the Nets, you guys remember the Billy King era from, I don't know, 7 years ago?
Yeah, when they traded like old guys.
Yeah, they traded for Paul Pierce, Kevin
Garnett.
Garnett, and Jason Terry, I believe. Yeah, I think if James Harden went to the Nets, they would possibly get themselves in that type of situation again, and that would probably be very painful for Nets fans.
Yeah.
I think everyone is trying to replicate a Warriors super team, and they're all just failing.
Yeah, you can't build a super team.
Yeah, you
Well,
gotta.
you gotta. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, guy.
Yeah. If you want to build like a super team like that, you don't constantly chase names. You gotta create your own.
Yeah,
At least create some of your own.
All right, sounds like we're ripe for a transition to football. A lot of
Football!
Yes, football. A lot of crazy
Are you
stuff
ready for some
happened
football?
in the NFL this past week. So why don't we talk about the craziest thing I've seen in 2020? The football team, the 4-7 football team, beating the 11-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. Jack, why don't we
Yes,
start out with you?
Monday evening football.
Well, what I believe is what they did, they basically sneaked it out. The Steelers did have drops and stuff, but they just played better. They moved it down the field more, and they didn't do any, like, risky plays, which Alex Smith is great for.
Yeah, like despite the huge record difference, I don't think this was that much of a surprise in my opinion because the Steelers, they haven't really had the greatest competition. I mean, they played the Titans and beat them, but other than that, they had I think other NFC East teams and like the very injured Ravens and the Bungles. So they haven't really had the toughest schedule. And also, some of these games they barely squeaked out of. So it's not really that surprising that a team with no name would be able to come in and beat them on their own soil.
I think the thing is that rest played a huge role in this victory for Washington.
It did.
They had
But you
10
can't make
days of
excuses.
rest, and the Steelers only had 4. And the Steelers can thank the Ravens for that predicament.
Yeah.
But the NFL, you can't make excuses.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, you're right. This is the NFL. You can't make excuses. Eric Ebron substituted his hands for butter last night.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like pretty much the entire Steeler offense didn't know how to catch a pass.
Yeah, Juju was dropped
They had
two
something like
passes.
7 drops last night.
Yeah, they were dropping passes left and right. And I think this for the Steelers, this might be a little worrisome for the rest of the season because they got the Bills, Colts, and Browns, and along with the Bengals, but that's probably a guaranteed win.
Yeah.
But they might lose those last 3, and if they do, then they might actually lose the AFC North to the Cleveland Browns.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world that they lost. Because like this is something that like I mean some other teams you could say it could help or if it might not, but like back in 2016 with the Cubs in 2016 like there was a stretch where they fell off and they were playing really badly and it exposed all their weaknesses, so they had time then to fix that before the playoffs, and then they played well, and that has been the case with some other teams. But like the teams that go undefeated and all that, like they don't really get their like weaknesses exposed. So then if a team takes advantage, then they don't know how to really, defend against that.
I think that's a great point because you look at the last undefeated team that was in the Super Bowl, and they got exposed. Or I don't think it was clobbering, but the Giants still beat this undefeated Patriots team.
Yeah. Well, it was like a squeaker. They didn't beat them by a lot.
Yeah, but still.
Maybe helped.
Yeah. And then with the Steelers. No, yeah, I agree. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world that they lost. But also, like, I don't think it's likely that they're going to lose like that again because they're going to have more rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we know the Steelers' weakness. It's a lack of rest.
Yeah, I think it is.
But remember, no excuses.
Yeah.
No, but also they lost Bud Dupree. Like that guy.
That was a blow, but
yeah, that was a huge blow. That guy was all over the field.
Alex Smith pulled that crazy thing at halftime too, or right?
Oh
yeah, that was.
I was actually going to bring that up. Do you guys think that was intentional?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was just worried that it was going to be a delay of game and a 10-second runoff. He did. It was to stop the clock.
Yeah.
I don't know because that is no, Jack. You're right because if they found out he did that, I think it would be a delay of game and 10-second runoff.
Yeah. They just said it was like administrative issues, but I mean, I don't know. I think there's some loopholes that people are able to use sometimes.
Mike Vrabel.
Belichick did it against the Jets last year with he purposely had people do a false start late in the game, and then the clock just kept running and the play clock reset, so he just kept killing clock.
Gotta love those 2000 IQ moments from Alex Smith.
Yeah, it was such a high IQ.
I was actually concerned for his health too because he got spiked in one leg.
Stacked right there.
Oh yeah.
All over his leg.
And
yeah.
the other leg.
That wasn't his injury leg. So.
I know that, and that I'm glad the announcers pointed that out. It was not his injury leg, but I guess that speaks to the toughness of Alex Smith.
Yeah, I'm surprised he even came back. I thought I was going to call it a career.
Yeah. It's still remarkable that he's back from that in the first place.
So are you already one comeback player of the year?
Oh, yeah.
Even by stepping on the field.
Yeah, imagine if he led the
team
team to the playoffs. That would be the ultimate conclusion to the redemption arc of Alex Smith.
I think that is what has to happen now.
Yeah, he already won comeback player of the year.
I think for the listeners who have not checked it out, you should definitely check out the E60 documentary on Smith's recovery. It is
Project 11.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, it was Project 11. I saw it on
Project
YouTube.
11. Thank you. So check out Project 11.
I should do that.
Really good.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we kind of covered the football team. Next bit of drama, because the NFL is both strategy, grit, and drama. Jalen Hurts is now number 1 on the depth chart in Philadelphia. So, Ben, let's hear your take. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think it was the right move. I think it's about time. I mean, Wentz is just – I mean, I just feel like as the season's progressed, he has just gotten worse and worse. And I think it was a good move, definitely, to bring Jalen Hurts up. I think that – I mean, he's only had 33 snaps all season, so it's not like he's had this huge workload. And it does seem to be like, people – they seem to show Jalen Hurts more than anyone else. So I feel like it seems like he's done more this season. So he is still like a rookie coming in. So I'm not expecting him to just like blow up, but I think he'll do better than Wentz has done in at least the recent games.
Why would you expect that? Because they still have the same offensive line.
Yeah. pathetic.
Because I mean, I don't know. With Wentz, he's just like he's just not very mobile, and like I don't know. With Jalen Hurts, he can definitely get outside the pocket, make plays outside the pocket. Wentz really just collapses in the pocket. He just makes a lot of bonehead mistakes too, and just like he'll try to force the ball up, not throw it away, or just take sacks. And I mean, I just think Jalen Hurts to have that spark and have the ability to run too. I think will.
Yeah, so is Wentz. He's fast too. He runs.
Yeah,
The
but
problem is it's the O-line. They giving up too many sacks, and
I
the
think
problem and somewhat Wentz's
Yeah,
fault is he takes too many sacks.
I think to Ben's point, Jalen Hurts is definitely more explosive. To my
Yeah, he's
knowledge,
more
I don't think
explosive.
I don't think he's had the ACL injury that Wentz has, which has limited Wentz's mobility.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, and I'm gonna knock on wood so everyone can hear.
and I don't think Hurts is going to come in and just throw a bunch of picks and fumble all the time. Like Wentz has been leading the league in picks and fumbles, and I know
No,
like the offensive line.
But
Is
the
terrible.
problem is with Wentz. I saw him in the game against Green Bay. Is he forces the ball a lot.
He does like he just
Yeah.
not a very smart player. Like
He doesn't he forces the ball. He throws a lot of picks.
I know, but at the same time, this is such a departure from last year where he led them to the playoffs. Like Wentz has normally been a good quarterback. It just seems like he's having an awful year.
Well, he has an O-line that keeps giving up sacks. He doesn't have much time to throw usually. He only has like less than 3 seconds.
It is like the O-line has gotten it's very depleted. Like it's really hurt. And Lane Johnson just got hurt. I mean, it's
He's
just
done for the year.
been terrible. The Eagles have not had good luck with the injuries either, and like especially with the O-line. Like they used to have such a good O-line. Like the Super Bowl season was so good, but I mean, and just a lot of injuries this season.
Yeah, that's why.
Do you guys think?
That? Go ahead, Kai.
No. Do you guys think Carson Wentz can possibly recover from a season like this?
Yes, definitely.
I think with the addition of some better offensive linemen, my worry is that I'm not an Eagles fan, so he can go where he wants, but I don't know. Usually after a quarterback gets benched like that, I don't know.
That usually means they're moving on.
Yeah, I don't know if they're with the same team. Like, doesn't that usually spell the end for a quarterback with a particular team?
Yeah. The only thing is that in June of 2019, he signed a 4-year extension, and so if he's not on the roster in 2021, they lose like $60 million. Like they get,
It is a dead cap.
yes, they get like the contract. It might even be worth it just to keep him on the team, like because they're already going to lose. And then in 2022, if he's not on the team, they'll lose $24.5 million.
So they might have to keep him on the team for like 2 years through the financial.
So
Yeah,
is
he
it going to be
signed
like
a
a Nick
4-year
Foles situation? Like he's at least a high-quality backup?
Yeah, they might have to trade him, possibly. If they move on from him, they're definitely trading him.
Yeah, I just saw like on Instagram earlier a jersey swap with him on the Colts. And I was trying to think. I was like, well, what other team would be a good fit? And I think
Colts would be a good one.
I think the Lions in a couple years, if Snapper doesn't work like next year, I might want to get rid of Wentz. Like especially if Jalen Hurts is working out, then.
Yeah.
But the only thing is that this draft is very quarterback heavy. So. A lot of teams like the Jets and the Jags and all the teams that really need quarterbacks are going to get quarterbacks early. So there's not really much for Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and speaking of quarterbacks in the draft, I think Trevor Lawrence and I think it was Justin Fields projected to go second. They're probably going to be scooped up by the Jets and Jags.
Yeah.
And they're just automatically going to be ruined within 3 years.
I don't know. That's just how drafts work. Like the high-quality play or the best players go to the worst teams. So ideally, the worst teams can get better.
Yeah.
I mean, it works sometimes, but then you have the bad teams that are run so incompetently that they just ruin everything they touch.
Nepotism football league.
Get rid of the
There's
nepotism.
just not enough new talent coming into the NFL in terms of management. Like,
it's all nepotism.
It's all the sons and the brothers. of people already in the league. Like, to give you an example,
Like Bill Belichick's son.
look, the Washington offensive coordinator Scott Turner is the son of Norv Turner, who's actually the former head coach of the formerly known as Redskins.
Ironically, my
Redskins.
school, South Carolina, just hired the son of another coach,
See,
Shane Beamer, the son of Frank Beamer. Like,
and look, who else? Jack, Bruce Allen.
the shot.
Oh yeah, it was the son of George Allen.
Yeah,
coach.
George Allen was good. Bruce Allen was awful. And then it's just the nepotism football league.
Yeah, stop with
And
the
if you're on a
nepotism.
particular coaching tree, i.e., if you're a part of Bill Belichick, you're
Andy Reid.
guaranteed a job everywhere. Andy Reid would be another one.
No, he actually has a good coaching tree.
No, he has a good coaching tree. I don't know. For some reason,
are we in the
Patriots
age?
ones never work out.
Are we in the age of? Football dynasties, coaching dynasties, where it's just families?
Yep.
Seriously, it's families and trees. That's how the league works.
If we can somehow get NFL coaching jobs, I think we'd be set for at least 4 generations.
We would. Seriously, yes.
Yeah, I'll get my new son in, Brad. Brad would be like the offensive a coordinator.
Like, yeah, you can have the entire family. They're like, I think the football team has some guy who was coaching a high school football team as their quality control coach.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm Jack Del Rio's son, and on the team is. See, nepotism.
It is. It's Jack Del Rio's son. Yes.
I think his name's Luke.
Yeah, exactly, Luke.
Sounds like
But
nepotism.
To get back to the point after this kind of tangent, yes, you have serially mismanaged teams. And that's why they keep squandering talent. I don't know. I think the Jags can come back. They had some success back in 2016. I just wish Minshew was given more of a chance.
Move on from Minshew.
Apparently, yeah, according to ESPN, Jack, you told me this morning, he has begged to play on the field. And I would too. He's
Wait, he's not playing?
Mike Glennon.
Wait, they're not starting. The Jags aren't starting Gardner Minshew?
No, they're starting Mike Glennon.
They've actually had a little bit of a roller coaster at quarterback this year. They had Jake Luton, this rookie.
What happened to him?
I don't know. I mean, they have lost 11 in a row. I don't really know. They won their first one with Minshew, the first game of the season, but then they've lost 11 straight.
Minshew.
So I really just don't.
Minshew mania.
I don't know. It's just honestly sad. Gardner Minshew's hilarious. If he were to play well, he would be still a meme in the NFL. It would be funny.
Yeah, they should. Let's just hope that Gardner Minshew is traded to a real team so he can actually get a chance.
Do you think Minshew has some talent?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think
he has potential.
I know, but look, the Jaguars are already ready to move on from him.
Yeah, I mean, they can get some trade value out of him. He's still a young, talented quarterback that, if they really are trying to, rebuild, they can trade him away, try to get some draft picks.
Speaking of multiple game losing streaks, what about the Bears?
They're unlucky. You said that Rams loss is just not good.
Yeah, that's what I would say because they beat the Bucs and they beat the Panthers, but then they lost to the Rams 24-10, and everything just seems to have unraveled after that.
Yeah, I mean, they were undefeated with Trubisky in the first 3 games, and then Foles came in, and it just really hasn't been the same with Nick Foles. He hasn't. I mean, he just has not been very good, and the Bears Mitchell Trubisky, at the beginning of the year, they were getting bailed out because of their good defense, but when they literally have no offense, when they're scoring 17 and 13, it's really tough to hold teams in that league to less than that. So,
I think all their wins were most of their wins were really close, and on the flip side, most of their losses have been actually pretty close too. Like
Yeah.
take the most recent game against the Lions, losing by 4.
They should have lost the first game against the Lions. DeAndre Swift didn't drop a.
They should have.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are they going with Trubisky next week?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. I'm not like positive, but they did bring him back in, and I mean, I think it's a smart move.
Yeah, might as well see what you have. I guess the Bears are definitely going to move on from him.
But they're gonna play the Jaguars in a few weeks, so they have at least one more win in them.
Yeah, they have at least one more win. I don't know. I feel for Trubisky, though.
Yeah, losing 6 straight. That's got to be very disappointing.
That's a big blow.
Yeah, especially for a team that started off at the top of their division. They were, what was their record? I think they were like 5-1.
Yeah, they were 5-1.
Like they were first in the AFC North. I mean, it's just like.
And now they'll be lucky if they get a wild card.
Yeah.
It is crazy though how up and down it's been. Like, you look at like they beat Tom Brady and the Patriots, and like there was time at the beginning of the season where everyone was like, "Oh, he's too old. He forgot what down it was. He sucks." Everyone was like, "Oh, he's a Super Bowl contending team," and now people are skeptical.
Yeah.
The same was with the Bears. At the beginning of the year, everyone's like, "Oh, the Bears. There's 5-1. They could win the AFC North. Like they're rolling. Just beat Brady." Now it's just completely turned around.
Look, the NFL is a long season, and Jack, you deserve credit for this. You were never on the Bucs bandwagon. You have been doubting the Bucs from day one. So let the record show that.
Yeah. Something just seemed fishy about him.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm a Jets fan, I've never
the team with too many like stars. It seemed like something was gonna break.
I don't know.
You need like your role players.
It did seem kind of forced, like the whole.
Yeah, everyone was joining the Bucs.
Yeah, like Bruce Arians, like his offense is like the polar opposite of Brady's. So it's just, and now Brady's like starting to call plays, and they're starting to have some tension, and I mean, I don't know. It just seems like they kind of just tossed a bunch of good players together and hoped it could work, but. Yeah, I wasn't one of those people either that was like, "Oh, the Bucs are going to be so good." I was just
the Bucs are chasing names.
Thank you for listening to the Total Bro Sports Podcast.